ever reached for something on the top shelf and felt that sharp twinge in your shoulder, like your body just said, "Nope, not today"? Or maybe you've noticed a dull ache lingering even when you're not doing anything, just sitting and watching TV. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Shoulder pain is one of those things that sneaks up on you, especially as we get older. It's frustrating. It limits what we can do, and worst of all, it can make us feel older than we are. Now, let me be clear. Getting older doesn't mean you're supposed to be in pain all the time. But the truth is, our bodies do change with age, and our shoulders, they're some of the first to let us know when something isn't quite right. That's because we use them for nearly everything: getting dressed, lifting a grandchild, even just brushing our hair. When shoulder pain sets in, even simple things feel like a chore. That's why today, I want to talk with you. Not just about why this happens, but more importantly, what you can do about it from home. Because the good news is, many causes of shoulder pain in older adults can be improved, or even prevented, without fancy equipment or painful procedures. You just need the right knowledge, a little consistency, and a gentle touch of self-care. So let's start with something that surprises a lot of people. One of the biggest causes of shoulder pain in seniors isn't a sudden injury. It's wear and tear over time. Think about your shoulder like a hinge on a door that's been opened and closed thousands of times. Eventually, it squeaks, maybe sticks a little. That's kind of what happens to the rotator cuff. It's a group of muscles and tendons that help you lift and rotate your arm. But over the years, those tendons can become irritated, inflamed, or even tear slightly. This kind of wear and tear can show up as pain when reaching, lifting, or even lying on that side at night. And because it's not one big moment of trauma, like falling or lifting something heavy, it often gets ignored until it becomes a daily problem. But ignoring it just lets it get worse. Another common culprit? Frozen shoulder. It sounds dramatic, but it basically means that the tissues around your shoulder joint become thick and tight. You lose range of motion, and it hurts, especially when you try to reach overhead or behind your back. What often triggers frozen shoulder is actually not using the shoulder enough. That's right, being too careful or avoiding movement after an injury or surgery can actually cause more stiffness and pain down the line. Then there's arthritis, another common cause. Now, arthritis in the shoulder might not be as talked about as arthritis in the knees or hips, but it can be just as limiting. The cartilage in the joint wears down, and that bone-on-bone friction leads to stiffness and a deep, aching pain that can radiate down the arm. But here's the thing I really want you to know. Just because these issues are common, doesn't mean they're permanent. There are gentle, effective ways you can care for your shoulders at home, without medications that make you feel foggy or exercises that leave you more sore than before. One of the best things you can do for your shoulders is keep them moving, gently and regularly. I know, when something hurts, our instinct is to baby it, keep it still. But that's often the opposite of what it needs. For example, simply sitting in a chair, relaxing your shoulders, and slowly making small circles with your arms, forward, then backward, can help maintain flexibility. It doesn't need to be a big workout. Just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement every day can keep the joint lubricated and reduce stiffness. Heat can also be a wonderful tool. If your shoulder feels tight or sore, a warm compress or heating pad can help relax the muscles and improve blood flow. Just make sure it's not too hot, and don't use it for more than 20 minutes at a time. Pairing heat with light movement afterward often gives the best results. And let's not forget posture. You might be surprised how much your shoulder pain is related to how you sit or stand. Many of us develop a forward-rounded posture over time, especially if we spend a lot of time reading, sewing, or watching TV. This puts extra strain on the upper back and shoulders. The fix? Try sitting tall, with your shoulders slightly back and down, like you're gently tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets. It might feel strange at first, but over time, your body will thank you. Massage can help too, even if it's just using your opposite hand to gently knead the muscles around your shoulder or using a small massage ball against a wall. This isn't about pushing hard or causing pain. It's about encouraging circulation and loosening tension. Of course, if your shoulder pain is sudden, severe, or comes with other symptoms like chest pain, numbness, or swelling, that's a different story. In those cases, it's important to get medical help right away. But for everyday aches, stiffness, and mobility issues, these small habits can make a real difference. Shoulder pain might feel like it's just a part of aging, but you have more control than you think. With a little daily attention, the right kind of movement, and some self-kindness, you can get back to reaching, lifting, and living without wincing every time you move your arm. Now that we've looked at what causes shoulder pain and a few simple steps you can take to start feeling better, let's keep going and explore more ways to care for those hard-working shoulders from home. Now that you've got a better sense of why shoulder pain happens and how gentle movement and heat can start to ease the discomfort, let's dig a little deeper. Because when it comes to getting your shoulder to feel better and keeping it that way, it's not just about treating the pain. It's about changing the habits that may be silently feeding it every day. Let me ask you this. How often do you carry a heavy purse or grocery bag on one side of your body? Or maybe you lean a little too long on the armrest of your favorite chair. These might seem like tiny things, but over time, they add up. When one shoulder does all the heavy lifting, the muscles on that side get tight, tired, and inflamed. The imbalance starts to pull on the joint and causes discomfort that can linger for weeks, or even months, if we don't catch it. So what's the fix? It's simple balance. Try to switch sides when carrying things. If you always wear your bag on your right shoulder, try your left instead. Or better yet, use a crossbody bag or backpack that spreads the weight more evenly. At home, be mindful of how you sit, especially in your favorite chair. If you notice one shoulder is always doing more of the leaning, add a pillow under your arm for support. Small shifts like this protect your shoulders from strain. You might not even notice until it's too late. And let's talk about sleep for a moment. Many people with shoulder pain don't even realize that their sleeping position could be making it worse. If you're a side sleeper, and especially if you tend to sleep on the same side every night, you could be compressing your shoulder for hours at a time. That pressure can aggravate the joint, restrict blood flow, and lead to stiffness in the morning. One easy trick is to hug a soft pillow in front of your chest when you sleep on your side. This lifts your arm slightly and takes the pressure off the shoulder. If you sleep on your back, placing a pillow under your arm can keep it from falling into an awkward angle during the night. Now, what about strengthening? Many older adults worry that lifting weights might make shoulder pain worse, but the right kind of strengthening, done gently, can actually prevent pain from coming back. Your shoulder is supported not just by the big muscles you can see, but by smaller stabilizing muscles deep around the joint. When these muscles are weak, the joint becomes unstable, and that's when pain and injury creep in. A great starting point is something as simple as using a soup can or water bottle as a lightweight dumbbell. Try standing or sitting tall, holding the weight with your palm facing your body, and gently bending your elbow to lift it up, then slowly lowering it down. The movement should be smooth, not jerky, and you should stop if it starts to hurt. It's not about how much weight you lift. It's about gently reminding the muscles to stay active. Another gentle movement is shoulder blade squeezes. While sitting or standing, imagine you're trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. Hold for a few seconds, then release. It's subtle but powerful. Strengthening the muscles between your shoulder blades improves posture and helps take the load off your shoulders throughout the day. Let's also talk about breathing. You might be wondering, what does breathing have to do with shoulder pain? Quite a bit, actually. When we're tense or in pain, we tend to breathe shallowly, only from the chest. This causes our shoulders to creep upward and our muscles to tighten even more. Learning to breathe deeply from the belly can ease tension in the entire upper body. Try this. Sit comfortably. Place one hand on your belly and take a slow breath in through your nose. You should feel your belly rise, not your chest. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this for just a minute or two a few times a day, especially when you're feeling tight or stressed. It sounds too simple, but it truly works wonders for relaxing the shoulder area. And finally, I want to bring up something we don't talk about enough: how your emotions affect your shoulders. You've probably heard the phrase, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. There's a reason that saying exists. When we're anxious, overwhelmed, or feeling down, we often hold tension in our shoulders, without realizing it. They creep up toward our ears, they get stiff, and they stay that way. Taking a few moments each day to check in with your body can help. Ask yourself, where am I holding tension right now? If you notice your shoulders are high and tight, take a breath, let them drop, and roll them gently a few times. It's a small practice, but it builds awareness, and that's the first step to long-term relief. All of these tools, movement, strengthening, posture, breathing, and mindfulness, work together like puzzle pieces. None of them are magic on their own, but together, they create a strong foundation for healthy shoulders and a more comfortable life. And I want to remind you, there's no need to rush. Healing shoulder pain, especially when it's been lingering for months or even years, takes patience. The goal isn't to become a bodybuilder or push through pain. It's to create a daily rhythm that keeps your shoulders happy, flexible, and pain-free. You've already taken the most important step just by being here and learning about your body. That curiosity and willingness to care for yourself is powerful. Don't underestimate it. You're not broken. Your body is just asking for a little extra attention, and now you know how to give it. Next, let's continue building on this foundation with more specific techniques and lifestyle shifts that support shoulder health every day. So, now that you're giving your shoulders the daily love they need, with gentle movement, breathing, and posture awareness, it's time we talk about something just as important: your daily lifestyle and how little things you do, or don't do, can either help your shoulders feel better or keep them stuck in pain. Let's start in the kitchen. Yes, you heard me right. What's on your plate could be adding fuel to the fire in your joints. Inflammation is one of the biggest culprits behind shoulder pain in older adults, especially when conditions like arthritis are involved. And the truth is, certain foods can either calm that inflammation or crank it up. Think of your body like a garden. You wouldn't water your flowers with soda, right? Same goes for your joints. Processed foods, fried foods, too much sugar. These act like weeds in the garden. They crowd out the good stuff and leave your shoulders aching, stiff, and swollen. On the other hand, whole foods like leafy greens, berries, fatty fish like salmon, and a little bit of turmeric or ginger can act like a gentle rain on sore joints, cooling them, soothing them, and helping your body heal from the inside out. Now, no one's saying you need to toss out all your favorites, but just being mindful, maybe swapping a processed snack for a handful of nuts, or adding a sprinkle of flaxseed to your morning oatmeal, can do wonders over time. Your shoulders will thank you for it, even if it takes a few weeks to notice the difference. Another thing I want to touch on, and this one's sneaky, is how technology affects our posture. Now, I know most of us didn't grow up with smartphones or tablets, but nowadays, even older adults are spending more time looking down at screens. Whether it's reading the news, messaging family, or scrolling through photos, your neck and shoulders are paying the price. That hunched forward position puts strain on the upper back and shoulders, pulling them into a rounded shape that leads to tightness, weakness, and yes, more pain. The fix? It's easier than you might think. Try raising your screen closer to eye level. Use a stand. Stack a few books. Whatever works. Every 20 minutes or so, gently lift your chin, roll your shoulders back, and take a deep breath. These little resets throughout the day can stop that slow, creeping damage from becoming a daily ache. And while we're on the topic of daily habits, let's talk about one thing that's easy to overlook: hydration. Believe it or not, when you're dehydrated, the cartilage between your joints starts to dry out too. That means less cushioning, more friction, and you guessed it, more pain, especially in the shoulder, where the joint needs smooth, gliding motion to function without grinding or catching. So if you're someone who forgets to drink water throughout the day, here's a trick. Keep a water bottle in plain sight, on your kitchen counter, next to your favorite chair, or wherever you spend the most time. You don't have to gulp it all down at once. Just take small sips throughout the day. A hydrated body moves better, feels better, and heals better. It's one of the simplest yet most overlooked forms of self-care. Now let's get practical again. Maybe your shoulder pain comes and goes. Maybe it's sharp when you reach, or dull and nagging when you rest. One thing that can really help is learning to modify the way you move. Instead of reaching overhead for that heavy dish or laundry basket, Bring things down to your level. Use a step stool or ask for help. When dressing, slip your arm into clothing on your non-painful side first, so the sore shoulder doesn't have to do as much work. These aren't signs of weakness, they're signs of wisdom. Knowing your limits, respecting them, and working with your body instead of against it is how we stay independent, pain-free, and in control. And let's not forget about one of the most powerful tools you have, consistency. Even the best stretches, the healthiest foods, and the smartest movements won't do much if they're only done once or twice. Healing shoulder pain isn't about doing one big thing. It's about doing small, good things again and again until they become part of how you live. Imagine your shoulder like a garden path that's been worn down by years of use. You can't fix it by tossing a few stones here and there. You have to tend to it every day. And over time, it becomes smooth, strong, and easy to walk again. One more thing before we wrap up. Never ignore pain that gets worse at night or doesn't improve after a few weeks of gentle self-care. Pain that wakes you up, keeps getting sharper, or starts to affect your daily life, like brushing your hair, putting on a coat, or reaching for something, might mean it's time to check in with your doctor or a physical therapist. Sometimes shoulder pain is a signal of something more serious, like a rotator cuff tear or frozen shoulder. The good news is, most of these conditions can still be treated without surgery, especially if you catch them early. So don't tough it out in silence. Your health team is there to help you feel your best. And remember, you're not alone in this. Millions of older adults deal with shoulder pain, but with the right tools, support, and mindset, you can absolutely take control of it and feel stronger, freer, and more confident in your body. You've already made amazing progress by learning and taking action. Just keep showing up for yourself. Keep moving, breathing, eating well, and listening to what your body needs. Healing is not a race. It's a relationship with yourself, your body, and the life you want to keep living. If you've made it this far, first, let me say this. You're doing something amazing for yourself. It takes real strength and courage to look at something that's been hurting you, like shoulder pain, and say, I want to do something about this. That's not small. That's powerful. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to become an expert or a physical therapist, or even spend hours a day doing exercises. It's about showing up each day with kindness, consistency, and a willingness to listen to your body instead of fighting it. Now, let's talk about something many people overlook when dealing with long-term shoulder pain: rest and stress. Rest doesn't mean lying on the couch all day. It means giving your shoulder time to recover between movement, avoiding overuse, and taking short breaks throughout the day to stretch, breathe, and reset. Rest is a form of respect. It's saying, I hear you, body. I'm giving you space to heal. And stress, believe it or not, stress can make shoulder pain worse. When you're anxious or tense, your shoulders tend to creep up toward your ears. The muscles tighten, circulation drops, and pain can flare. If you've ever noticed your shoulders aching after a tense conversation or a stressful day, you know what I mean. That's why learning to relax, really relax, is just as important as any exercise or stretch. Try this the next time your shoulders feel tight. Sit in a quiet spot, close your eyes, and take 5 deep breaths. With each breath, picture your shoulder blades sliding gently down your back. Imagine warmth spreading through your upper arms, your neck, your back. Let everything soften. Just 5 breaths. It can shift your whole day. You might also try simple tools at home that support healing. A warm compress or heating pad can help loosen stiff muscles before you stretch. A cold pack may ease inflammation after activity. Just 15 minutes, a few times a day, can provide noticeable relief. Think of it as giving your shoulder a little spa moment, a small gesture that tells your body, you matter. But here's something else I want you to hear, and really let sink in. Healing doesn't just come from what you do. It also comes from what you believe. If you've been told that pain is just part of getting old, or that you have to just live with it, I'm here to challenge that. Yes, our bodies change. Yes, healing might take longer than it used to, but that doesn't mean pain has to be your new normal. Your body is still capable of healing, adapting, and surprising you. You are not broken. You are not too old. And it's never too late to feel better, move better, and reclaim your strength. If you're feeling discouraged, remember this. Even a tiny improvement matters. Maybe today you reached up to grab a mug without pain for the first time in weeks. That's a win. Maybe you stretched for 5 minutes this morning instead of 0. That's a win. Healing isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and gentle, like water smoothing a stone. And here's something I'd love for you to do. Share your story in the comments. Tell me, what's been the hardest part of shoulder pain for you? What small thing has helped you feel better, even a little? You never know who you might inspire. There's someone out there watching this video right now who needs to hear your voice. We are stronger when we learn together, and when we remind each other that aging isn't about decline. It's about becoming wiser, more self-aware, and more connected to our own needs. So, if you found value in this video, give it a like. It helps more people like you find this message. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We talk about real things here. Health, healing, aging with grace, and living fully no matter what stage of life you're in. This channel is your safe space to learn, grow, and take back control of your body in ways that feel doable, empowering, and kind. You don't have to do everything at once. Just start with one small change today. Maybe that's lifting your shoulders and rolling them back. Maybe it's reaching for water instead of soda. Or maybe it's just believing for the first time in a long while that you are capable of feeling better. And if no one's told you this lately, let me be the one to say it. You're doing great. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. And every small effort you make adds up. Let's keep going together. You've got this, and I've got your back. Here's to stronger shoulders, a more comfortable body, and a life lived with less pain and more freedom. One breath, one stretch, and one day at a time.